Hey guys, Jason Schnitzer here, and I've got your Cypress Market Minute for week 32 of this 2022 real estate market. As always, I like to bring you up to speed on what's been going on in our local market in the last 7 days. And if you've been watching my videos, we have another interesting week of a trend down in inventory. The last few months we've seen inventory rise significantly from the single digits to the teens. Now we're almost up to 60 homes for sale here in Cypress. You know, detached, attached condos, townhouses, single family residents alike. And why might that be? Well, for the last 2 weeks we've seen interest rates kind of trickle back down. And as you guys know, I'm a big believer that our market is being driven purely by affordability. And that has been true since we saw the interest rates cut to zero back in 2020. Interest rates were so good, it was so cheap to borrow money, that made a lot of people be able to afford these high-priced homes and therefore creating a lot of demand. And what that did was suck up our supply and really put a pinch on that, which drove prices way up. So since then, since interest rates have trickled back down, we've started to see more houses come on the market and stay on the market because, quite frankly, the people that could afford those houses before, now with a 2% increase in a rate hike, just can't afford those houses. Interestingly enough, though, a lot of times when people ask me, hey Jason, how's the real estate market? And I tell them this, I tell them the whole idea of how interest rates have gone from, basically 3% almost up to 5.5%, sometimes 6%. They say, I get the comment like, oh, well, that's actually not a terrible rate. So it's all subjective and perspective, really. If you were a buyer that was looking back when rates were at 3%, obviously 5% interest rate seems astronomical now. But if you zoom out and you look at the larger picture, interest rates up until 2009 really hadn't dropped below that 6% range. On average, they've been 6% or higher. So if you look at, again, the big scope of things, we're still below average with regards to our interest rates now for our real estate market. So, again, it's like, oh, hey, is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? It's all subjective. If you look at it from a historical standpoint, interest rates are better than they have been on average for, the last 50, 60 years. And same thing with sellers. We're not at our peak, which was, call it 5-6 months ago, which is when we really saw the peak in the market when rates were really good. People were still buying multiple offers, etc. We've come off from that, but we've only come off such that it's to the amount of affordability that's affected by the interest rates going up. And then the other thing I get is, hey, what's your crystal ball say for the next month or quarter 3, quarter 4 of this year? And it's still kind of the same as it was, at the beginning of the year when I was doing these videos is I think our market is affordability driven. I think our market's going to ebb and flow with interest rates. So if interest rates keep going up, which they probably should in order to fight our inflation, then we're going to see prices continue to soften. Now that's not to say that our market's going to crash. It's still very strong. There are still houses going on and off the market. We're still low in inventory. Nice houses that look good and are priced right still sell in the first couple of weeks. The interesting thing is it's almost, we're getting back to what is called a normal market, or what we see in a normal market, where you can put your home up for sale and then go buy a home contingent on selling your home. Whereas before, you wouldn't even have a shot at that. You needed your house sold, had to be closed, you had to have money in the bank in order to buy another house. Well, I just got an offer accepted contingent on that buyer selling their house. And you get a couple weeks to sell your house. And you run the 2 escrows concurrently. You close one, you close the other one, and then you can make one move into the new home. And that, quite frankly, that's how we used to do it, because most people have the majority of their cash in the equity of their house. So it's not realistic, especially when you start getting up into the 7, 8, million, $100,000, $1 million homes. Those types of opportunities are definitely opening back up. So if you're ever curious about making a move and how that might look and what your potential opportunities are, whether it's to downsize, buy a bigger house, buy your investment property, etc., we have free real estate consulting meetings. So feel free to reach out to us via social media, give us a call, email, etc. We love helping you guys plan out your real estate portfolio. So thanks always for watching, you guys, and I'll catch you next week. Hey guys, thanks again for watching this week's episode of O.C Realtor Talk. If you gained any value from this video, we'd really appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and followed us on all our social media platforms.
Yeah, what Jason and I believe is really, really important for you, whether you're buying a house or selling a house, is understanding the process and knowing exactly what you're getting into. So if you ever have any questions, just follow the links below and we'll get you those answers.